This icy-cold cry was just like a furious thunder as it reverberated through the sky. An uncountable number of shocked eyes looked in the direction this cry originated. The enormous illusory figure disappeared from the sky where many pairs of eyes had gathered. A black-clothed young man with an ice-cold expression appeared in front of the many gazes. Many exclamations were made like a ripple. Xiao Yin? Why has he appeared here? It is rumored that the person the Heaven Demon Phoenix tribe wants the 9 Serene Deep Ground Python tribe to hand over this time around is Xiao Yan's woman. From the looks of it, this really is the truth. Looks like there will be a good show this time around. This Xiao Yan is not an ordinary person. Even the chief of the Hall of Souls was defeated by his hands. Huang Tian has really met a tough person today. He is but a mere human. How can he compare to the great Huang Tian? The fighting strength of us magical beasts is not something a human of the same level can compare with. This Xiao Yin currently enjoys a great reputation in the Central Plains. We must let him experience just how strong our magical beast tribe is now that he has come to the beast region. Brother Xiao Yin. This unexpected change was immediately detected by Yao Ming, who was being held back. He swept his gaze over, and a joy quickly surged onto his face. As long as Xiao Yin was able to hurry over in time, the big trouble today would likely be resolved. Xiao Yin nodded at Yao Ming in the distant sky. He lowered his head and looked at the 9 serene spring below. He waved his sleeve, and the water pillars, which had forcefully been pulled out by Huang Tian, were gently returned to the spring by him. That huge whirlpool had also disappeared. Xiao Yin finally lifted his head after doing all this. His bone-piercing eyes glared at Huang Tian, who was slowly rising from a large pile of rock debris a short distance away. A murderous intent gradually rose in his heart. The greatest taboo during a retreat was to be disturbed by others. If one was careless, not only would the effort of the person training to come to naught, it could also endanger one's life. Huang Tian's reckless act earlier clearly indicated he did not care about Kailin's life. This was something that Xiao Yin could not accept. You are that Xiao Yin? Xiao Yan's expression was ice-cold. Huang Tian revealed a gloomy expression. His eyes contained a golden light as he stared at Xiao Yin before slowly saying, "You are finally here. You were planning on forcing me to show myself?" Xiao Yin slightly lifted an eyebrow. It seemed that this Huang Tian was not even a little surprised by his arrival. It seemed that the Huang Tian's target was not Kailin but him. You are the first person in many years who had dared to capture my tribe's elders and use them as hostages. Huang Tian looked at Xiao Yin. His body gradually calmed the giddiness in his mind that came from being ruthlessly struck by Xiao Yan's yellow spring divine anger earlier. I can sense the scent of the Heaven Demon Phoenix tribe from your body. It looks like it is really as the elders have said. You possess the Demon Phoenix wings. With just these 2 points alone, you have been placed in the must-kill list of my Heaven Demon Phoenix tribe. Today, this king shall use your life to tell everyone that anyone who breaks our taboo will be killed without mercy. After Huang Tian's final words sounded, a bright golden light suddenly swept from his back. A pair of 1,000-foot-large golden wings spread from his back. From a distance, the golden light was filled with a dignity and nobility. Xiao Yan's expression was cold and indifferent as he stared at Huang Tian. He merely snorted indifferently at the many crimes he faxed. His original intent was not to truly engage in a life and death with the Heaven Demon Phoenix tribe. Hence, he did not take their lives after having captured the 2 elders and the junior tribe chief. Instead, he had merely imprisoned them and released them after the situation within the Eastern Dragon Island had gradually stabilized. From a certain point of view, he had indicated his intentions. However, from the looks of the situation today, he discovered that his kind intentions had been misplaced. The Heaven Demon Phoenix tribe did not view his actions as kind. Instead, they were viewed as a weakness. Since his kindness could not be accepted, he could only use the most barbaric approach. How good? Kill without mercy. The Heaven Demon Phoenix is really overbearing. However, I do not know whether or not Tribal Chief Huang Tian possesses the qualification to utter these words. Xiaoyan faintly smiled faintly as he taunted the tribal chief. Do not think that you have the qualification to act arrogantly in front of this king, just because you have defeated the chief of the Hall of Souls. Huang Tian's eyes became cold. The enormous golden wings on his back were flapped. His body tore through space at an extremely terrifying speed. He appeared in front of Xiaoyan as though he had teleported. His large hand suddenly struck forward. Golden light surged and turned into a large golden claw that ruthlessly smashed toward Xiaoyan. After this claw was swung, the space around Xiaoyan immediately exploded with a bang. Yellow Spring Palm. Huang Tian's frightening speed caused Xiaoyan's eyes to harden. However, he did not dodge. His hand seal changed and a 1,000-foot-large energy handprint escaped his hand. A pink flame continuously wiggled around the handprint. It appeared to be filled with strength. Boom! A palm and a claw collided with a bang in the sky. A wild and violent energy wind swept apart. Even the clouds in the sky were forcefully scattered. A great force poured out of the head-on collision, causing Xiaoyan's body to tremble. He hurriedly took a couple of steps back. Huang Tian was an advanced 5-star Dosheng. Moreover, his actual form was a Heaven Demon Phoenix. If he clashed head-on, Xiaoyan would not be able to gain much of an advantage. Xiaoyan might have been forced back, but Huang Tian did not appear any better. The pink flame that had been mixed with the energy palm made a burned smell rising from Huang Tian's hand. He had suffered a little because of the purifying demonic lotus flame. It is indeed worthy of being the purifying demonic lotus flame. Huang Tian's expression was cold and indifferent as he glanced at his somewhat charred hand. A golden light surged over it and immediately healed the burn wound. Xiaoyan did not speak. His shoulders shook and a pair of green-red bone wings spread out. The bone wings were flapped and his body swiftly pulled back. The speed of Huang Tian was far too great. It was not beneficial to engage in close-quarters combat. Attempting to compete with this king in terms of speed, Huang Tian laughed after seeing Xiaoyan pull back. The pair of wings behind him were flapped. The sound of rushing wind immediately rumbled across the sky. His figure shot toward Xiaoyan, not at a speed visible to the naked eye. He had caught up with Xiaoyan in an instant. Bang! After catching up to Xiaoyan, a fist with a golden light surging around it ruthlessly smashed toward Xiaoyan's head. Xiaoyan knit his brows as he faced Huang Tian's attack. He clenched his hand. A pink flame appeared, after which it smashed toward Huang Tian's fist in front. Swish! Xiaoyan's fist accurately struck Huang Tian's figure, but his fist penetrated the figure upon contact. Afterimage? Xiaoyan, his eyes narrowed slightly upon seeing this afterimage. He instinctively turned around and crossed both of his arms in front of him. Bang! A golden light fist broke through the space the moment Xiaoyan turned around. The fist struck his arms like a thunderbolt. That frightening force sent Xiaoyan flying back thousands of feet. Xiaoyan's flying figure had only just began to stabilize when a sharp palm wind ferociously flew toward him before he could even lift his head. That speed caused one's expression to change. Xiaoyan, I'll let you experience the Demon Phoenix steps of my Heaven Demon Phoenix tribe. Many golden afterimages continued to appear around Xiaoyan in the sky. A densely packed sharp fist wind covered every single part of Xiaoyan's body. Those frightening fist winds had shattered the space within 1,000 feet into pieces. What frightening speed! The Heaven Demon Phoenix tribe specializes in speed to begin with. Even an elite 6-star Dosheng would not be able to catch up with him. Xiao Yin could be considered to have met a tough opponent this time around. It is rumored that he is also extremely fast. However, this speed is not worth mentioning in front of tribal chief Huang Tian. The countless numbers of people watching the dazzling battle quietly shook their heads. Yao Ming in the distance frowned slightly upon seeing this scene. His eyes revealed some worry. From the looks of the current situation, it seemed like Xiao Yin had fallen into a disadvantage. Bang! Xiao Yan's figure continued to remain in a small area surrounded by densely packed human figures as he performed some rapid evasive actions. Huang Tian could be considered the fastest opponent Xiao Yin had faced in all these years. Huang Tian's speed was something that Xiao Yin had to admit he was no match for. As a member of the Heaven Demon Phoenix tribe, Huang Tian was indeed gifted. When they had just begun to exchange blows, Xiao Yin had been caught off guard and was a little miserable because of this speed of his opponent. These fist shadows might appear like illusions, but they would become real in an instant if they landed on one's body. They appeared strange and unfathomable. Fortunately, Xiao Yan's combat experience was extremely rich. Hence, he quickly calmed down after falling into a disadvantage. He gradually focused his mind while he dodged and searched for signs of Huang Tian's movement. He was indeed unable to compare with Huang Tian in terms of speed, but he did possess something that Huang Tian did not. It was a strong spiritual strength. Xiao Yan's dark black eyes were filled with many golden light figures. The faces of these human figures all contained the same dense smile. Sharp palm winds continuously struck at the fatal spots around Xiao Yan's body within a short dozen seconds, causing the blood within Xiao Yan's body to churn. However, Xiao Yan merely shut his eyes after falling into a disadvantage. His dodging speed had also slightly slowed, but this slower speed coincidentally managed to dodge the many fist shadows. Xiao Yan had both of his eyes shut. His spiritual perception spread around. Those surrounding light figures, which could not be caught by his naked eyes, also gradually slowed. After these figures slowed, Xiao Yan suddenly opened his tightly shut eyes. The densely packed golden light figures in his eyes finally became illusory. The so-called Demon Phoenix steps is only this great. The golden light figures that spread across the sky quickly disappeared from Xiao Yan's dark black eyes. They agglomerated into a figure that appeared on his left. A cold smile flashed across his heart. His body completely ignored the fist winds around him. The clan tattoo quickly surfaced on his brow. His aura suddenly soared at this moment. It rose to the intermediate level of the 5th star of the Dosheng class. Xiao Yan's fingers were curled as his aura soared. The pink flame rapidly gathered at the tip of his finger. Finally, it turned into a half-inch-long crystal-like finger. It penetrated the many human figures and ruthlessly pressed the fist behind the golden light. Sizzle! The golden light around Xiao Yan immediately dimmed after the pink crystal finger pressed against the fist. The densely packed golden light figures disappeared into nothing. Finally, the completely stunned Huang Tian appeared in front of Xiao Yan. He was startled to learn that Xiao Yan had actually seen through his Demon Phoenix steps and had found his actual body. Fire-gathering finger. This crystal attack formed from heavenly flames was something that could only be unleashed so well because of Xiao Yan's powerful spiritual strength. That beautiful glass-like crystal finger caused that majestic golden light around the fist to rapidly disappear at a shocking speed. That crystal finger seemed incomparably sharp as it tore through the Do Qi on Huang Tian's fist and ruthlessly pierced into his bones. Bastard! A heart-piercing pain was suddenly transmitted from Huang Tian's fist. Huang Tian's expression quickly turned dark and cold. The enormous golden light wings behind him cut through the sky like a blade and slashed at Xiao Yan with lightning-like speed. Explode! Xiao Yan's body rapidly pulled back as Huang Tian attacked. His hand sealed changed, and a cold smile lifted on the corner of his mouth. The pink crystal finger on Huang Tian's palm suddenly turned into a terrifying fire wave as it exploded. The pink fire wave swept across the sky. Its frightening temperature immediately vaporized any moisture of the area. Huang Tian's furious roar followed as the fire wave spread. He had suffered some damage. The sky swiftly became dim after the fire wave spread. Huang Tian's body once again appeared in front of everyone's eyes. The eyelids of many twitched upon seeing Huang Tian's current appearance. The current Huang Tian was no longer as calm as he had been earlier. Most of his clothes had been burned. His entire arm was charred black. A bloody hole seemed to go straight through his palm. No blood flowed out of this wound, because even his blood vessels had been damaged by the high temperature. If Huang Tian had not reacted quickly earlier, his entire arm would likely have been crippled. How regretful! Xiao Yin, who was swiftly pulling back, regretfully shook his head upon seeing this figure. He had managed to find an opportunity due to Huang Tian's arrogance, yet he had not been able to seriously injure him. However, it would be a little troublesome if this fellow's frightening speed was completely unleashed. He does indeed have some ability as the tribal head of the Heaven Demon Phoenix tribe. Even though Xiao Yin had relied on the strength of the purifying demonic lotus flame, he had only managed to make Huang Tian suffer some non-fatal damage during this battle. Compared to the chief of the Hall of Souls, Huang Tian seemed to be harder to deal with. Huang Tian's expression was extremely gloomy as he stood in the sky a short distance away. His head was lowered as he observed his own miserable appearance. A moment later, he ended up laughing from extreme anger. Good, good. You are indeed worthy of being someone who can defeat the chief of the Hall of Souls. This king has really underestimated you today. Xiao Yan's expression was calm. However, a caution rose within his heart. He could sense a vast and mighty dou qi rippling within Huang Tian's body at this moment. It seemed that the tribal chief of the Heaven Demon Phoenix tribe had become furious. Rumble. Dense dark clouds suddenly surged out of the sky after the vast and mighty dou qi within Huang Tian's body began to boil. A thunderous roar was emitted from the dark clouds before echoing over the land. Demon Phoenix Holy Statue. Huang Tian suddenly roared at the sky as the dark clouds formed. His body swiftly began to transform. A golden light shot out, and a 10,000-foot-large demon phoenix appeared in this world and blotted out the sun. Wave after wave of frightening pressure spread in an overwhelming manner, causing many surrounding experts to feel terrified. This Huang Tian had actually returned into his original form. He has actually pushed Huang Tian to such an extent. Yao Ming's eyes were a little startled after he saw this transformation. His expression quickly became grave. After transforming into his actual form, Huang Tian's strength would raise at least 3 levels. Xiao Yan's situation was not looking good. Xiao Yan's expression gradually became grave after seeing the enormous creature in the sky. The wings of the Heaven Demon Phoenix were like metal. The actual form of Huang Tian could remain perfectly fine even if he forcefully received the attack from a 3 or even 4-star Dosheng. Adding to his terrifying speed, he was just like a slaughtering machine. Anything would shatter with a flap of his wings. This will be somewhat troublesome. Hoo-hoo. The enormous demon phoenix that Huang Tian had transformed into gently flapped his wings. A wild wind blew over the ground. His sharp eyes stared at Xiao Yin as a ruthlessness flashed across them. He wanted to defeat Xiao Yin with his hands in the most miserable fashion. Bang! Huang Tian's 10,000-foot-large wings were suddenly flapped as this thought passed through his head. The entire sky seemed to have dimmed the moment his huge body tore through the sky at a shocking speed. Hence, a large black spatial crack ripped through the sky in a flash. A furious thunder-like explosion shook the ears of some of the nearer experts until fresh blood flowed. The towering mountain below was also forcefully blasted into ashes by this terrifying offensive air wave. Hiss! This scene caused many to inhale a breath of cool air. This offensive strike did not require one to use any Do skill. The body of the current Huang Tian was a frightening Do skill. Those who touched it would die. Even an elite Do Sheng's body would be turned into a bloody mist if one were struck by it. A blurry being tore through the sky and arrived closer to those dark black eyes. Even though it was still some distance away, the terrifying wind pressure had already struck Xiao Yan's body. The chaotic flow was just like wind blades as they ruthlessly slashed at Xiao Yan's body. Mao! Xiao Yan's expression was grave. Both of his hands quickly formed some seals. A huge, spiritual illusionary figure quickly appeared outside of his body, after which an earth-shaking spiritual fluctuation furiously roared and ruthlessly collided with Huang Tian's enormous body. Huang Tian's body was indeed frighteningly strong, but Xiao Yan was not completely helpless against him. Xiao Yan's perfect heavenly state soul was the tribal chief's nemesis. Bang! Huang Tian's speed slowed after his body was being struck by the spiritual sonic wave. Some of the metallic feathers on his body were also broken. His soul emitted an intense pain as it faced this sonic wave. Bastard! Huang Tian's eyes turned blood red after being struck by the spiritual sonic wave. His eyes were vicious as he stared at Xiao Yan. He firmly endured the intense pain within his soul as he flapped his wings again and continued to ruthlessly charge at Xiao Yan. As long as he managed to strike Xiao Yan's body, Xiao Yan would definitely die. With Huang Tian risking everything, the sluggishness caused by the yellow spring divine anger immediately weakened, and he came charging over at an even fiercer speed. From the looks of it, he was clearly planning to kill Xiao Yan in a single strike. Mao! 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 Xiao Yan's expression changed once he realized Huang Tian was going all out. He was unable to retreat at this moment. Huang Tian was faster than him, and any attempt to dodge would only lead to Huang Tian catching up with him. At that time, Xiao Yan would likely end up being seriously injured despite the strength of his physical body. A ruthless expression immediately flashed across Xiao Yan's eyes. He once again formed some seals with his hands. An illusory figure appeared again, and this time around, Xiao Yan unleashed the yellow spring divine anger 3 times. The 3 yellow spring divine angers translated into 3 spiritual sonic wave attacks. Those experts, who had originally withdrawn a great distance, were shaken until fresh blood spluttered from them. They hurriedly withdrew even further with frightened faces. Bang, bang, bang. The 3 huge spiritual wave attacks ruthlessly struck Huang Tian's body one after another, causing his golden feathers to blast apart. The bright golden light surrounding him quickly became a lot dimmer. Even with Huang Tian's strength, being struck by 4 yellow spring divine anger caused his soul to tremble intensely. A heart-penetrating pain spread through every part of his body. He did not even possess the strength to flap his wings. What a terrifying spiritual sonic wave! Yao Ming in the distance felt some lingering fear in his heart as he looked at Xiao Yan. He was at the very most only able to endure a spiritual assault at this level twice before his soul would collapse. Yet Huang Tian had received 4 of them and remained alive. The strength of an advanced 5-star Do Sheng was indeed unusually terrifying. Xiao Yan, this king will withstand however many times you can unleash that attack. The piercing pain was bone deep within his soul. Huang Tian's mind had become a little blurry and crazy as he endured this great pain. Blood seemed to drip from his eyes. They ferociously looked at the weary Xiao Yan in the distance. He controlled his wings and ruthlessly flapped them. Bang, bang. Huang Tian's huge body appeared a few thousand feet in front of Xiao Yin after he flapped his wings. A frightening airflow wildly tore at Xiao Yan's body. The churning dou qi on the surface of Xiao Yan's body seemed to scatter because of the overwhelming chaotic flow. This is bad. The expression of Yao Ming and the rest drastically changed. Huge blood-red eyes were reflected in dark black eyes. Xiao Yin looked at Huang Tian, who would collide with him in the next instant. He did not pull back. Instead, he lifted his hand. A six-colored brilliant fire lotus slowly appeared. An aura that could exterminate the world quietly spread. However, Xiao Yin was just about to toss this fire lotus, which was formed from 6 types of heavenly flames, when an explosion suddenly erupted from the neon serene spring below. A light pillar shot to the sky and cut through the space between Xiao Yin and Huang Tian. The light pillar radiated with 9 different colors,